Hello everyone, this is Asim from Trade with Asim and Sajjad, and today I am here with the daily analysis of dollar index, Euro USD, GBP USD, USD Canadian dollar, and gold. Before I start my daily analysis, I would ask all those people who have just joined and tuned into our channel, kindly subscribe to our channel and hit on the bell icon so that you get all the daily updates that we post on. Starting from economic calendar, we have or on website Trade with Asim and Sajjad, we have got uh, economic calendar, and you can browse the economic calendar and can see for 31st of July that there are some important news happening in Japanese yen, in Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar, Eurozone. We are having some news from France, from Germany, core CPI and CPI from Euro, unemployment rate, US core PCE price index. Not really great news from Australian dollar, sorry, US dollar is coming, but it might have a good impact. But as the uh, prediction or the forecast is not really good for the US, so I'm expecting that the dollar may drop down in on this specific day for 31st July. USD Canadian dollar is having a very good GDP, which is going to have a very good impact on the news, and we can make some good pips on that one. Further on, the US dollar at 14 hours will have consumer confidence, which is nearly the same, so I don't expect that there will be a great moment during that news. And from New Zealand, there is an employment change. The forecast is not really good, but we will see how the New Zealand dollar behaves to it. Moving on to the dollar index, as we can see, currently it opened with a gap, and it went up to 94.81, try to achieve 95 as I said, and then with the great news from the Eurozone, it led the dollar to go down, as well as technically on weekly basis we can see that it may fall, but on daily basis we may not see that indications for the fall of dollar, as that's a short-term analysis. But looking into a very long-term analysis, we can see that the dollar is going to fall, and it will try to reach 94 points maximum on 31st of July on Tuesday. Uh, there will be a very weak news, but from the Eurozone, we are expecting some good news. So therefore, some other pairs may move along with that as well. Starting from Euro USD, as we can see, we are above the pivot and currently trading at 1.168. It tried to breach during the news time. It tried to achieve the level of 171, but then did the retracement, and also some news came from the US, and which helped the dollar to come down as well. I would expect that the Euro USD is expected to move toward upward direction and will try to attain at least 1.170. I expect the pair to be bullish and will remain bullish for the whole day. Moving on to GBP USD, it's about the pivot, as my only direction that I'm always taking and trying to take the trade is that I trade about the pivot. I have drawn my pivot for the day, which is at 1.311. Any trades that about the pivot, I would expect it that it's a bearish momentum, especially GBP USD has entered a bearish momentum, and it tried to breach support resistance 2 at 1.314, but it could not breach that one, and currently it's trading at resistance 1, which is at 1.313. It's a bearish momentum, but can be very uh, it can be very tricky that it might close towards a downward, and it can be a red doji candle, which might lead to a downward trend. But I'm still hopeful, and I'm still speculating as per my experience that we are looking at US dollar at a really weak stage, and we are expecting it to go high. We're expecting the GBP to go high against the dollar. So it's going to be a bullish momentum, and it will try to attain 1.316 on Tuesday, July 31st. Moving on to a Canadian dollar, as I said, it had a big spike due to the dollar being dropped, as well as we are expecting GDP. We are expecting some good news from the US, from the Canadian dollar, and we will expect that it will drop below 1300, and further on it will start its downward trend towards 129500. So I'm expecting a bearish trend in the USD Canadian dollar, and would expect to drop below 1.300. Uh, it's after a long time that dollar is getting weaker, and it will break its support at that level, and it will drop from 94 points. And we expect all the major pairs to be dropping as well, such as Euro USD, GBP USD, USD Canadian dollar. So Euro USD will go up, GBP USD will go up, and USD Canadian dollar will start to drop down at a bearish momentum. Moving on to gold, as we said, I did speculate it apart from other pairs that they will go upward direction, but downward direction as the dollar might get stronger, but it did not happen that way. And I speculated about the gold that it will go high, which we can see that it tried to go from 1 to 2. It went up to 1224, and currently it is trading at 1221. Once again it will try to breach support resistance at 1224, and will try to approach the resistance at 1227. So it's going to be a very bullish momentum for the gold, and I expect and speculate that the next target for the gold is 1230. That's all from Trade with Asim and Sajjad. I hope you enjoy and you like our videos.